Hey everybody, this is Julie Bradley, and I am a newborn and baby photographer in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And my company is called Tiny Bean Photography. Thanks for taking a watch of this tutorial on greater than Gatsby actions, mainly the natural baby skin smoother. So right now I'm just preparing baby skin before I use the skin smoother, and I'm trying to get out all these little areas that have a high contrast to what I'm trying to smooth. So I'm going to take out little baby skin, this little kind of baby little skin flakes, little pimples, and I'm just using my patch tool. So I circle them and switch out my area with the area next to it that I like better. So instead of that, I'll have that. So this is just cleaning up baby before I get started with these actions. The actions are amazing, but you have to tell it what to do. You can't just, click a button and it'd be done. Well, sometimes it's that simple if baby has really great skin. So this is baby Vera, and baby Vera has pretty difficult skin. She's got a huge stork bite, a big W of stork bite. She's got lots of little flakies and some blotches going on. Now, when you're using your patch tool, you want to be careful that you are really replacing the area that you need patched with an area that is similar. You don't want to lose the integrity of your details because you're using too big of a stroke or something like that. So I'm still taking out some of these things here, and I can be a lot more meticulous, but for the sake of this tutorial, I think you kind of get the idea here. And we're going to have to move on here in a minute. Okay, so we're going to fix this. I'll fix the lip and we'll move on. Okay, so she's patched up a little bit here. And the next thing that we're going to, oh, let me get the scratch out. That scratch needs to come out. I'll replace it with the skin next to it. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to run is also in Greater Than Gatsby, but it's not the big one I'm going to show you yet. I'm going to run the Paint Away Red Splotches. Okay, so I just click on this, click my play button, and it's going to play this action and literally create a brush where I can just brush over her stork bite, and it's going to lighten those areas, take out the red over her eyelids. She has pretty dark eyelids. I'm going to do a shade a little splotch on her arm over here. So this was straight out of camera, and this was using natural light. So we have beautiful detail with the natural light, but the coloring needs a little help. Okay, so I'm going to run this action maybe one more time just to try and get a little bit more red out. So soft red reduction again, and I'm going to play that action. Now, you want to be careful that you're only using this for her stork bites and for her eyelids. And wait a second. I don't want soft red reduction. I'm running the wrong action here. Paint Away Red Splotches. You can do a soft red reduction if that's the kind of image you're looking for. I know it's very popular nowadays to have these kind of overexposed, really milky white skin on babies, but it's not really my style. So Greater Than Gatsby has that action if you want to run that, the one I accidentally run there almost. But I'm not going to run it because I like babies with peach or pink skin. So I'm just doing the red reduction on the problem areas, not necessarily on the whole baby. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is go in here and use our dodge tool. The dodge tool lightens an area. It overexposes it or exposes it more than the rest of your area. So that's what your dodge tool is doing. I need to be on my background layer. So I'm going to dodge here just so these purple areas just get a little bit lighter so I can run my action. And this isn't perfect. The one cool thing about Photoshop is you can do the same job a million different ways. So if someone has a better way of doing something, write a tutorial and send it to me. And I'd love to watch it too. Because like I said, there's a million ways to do one thing in Photoshop. That's what's really cool about it. So this is just my workflow for you guys to see tonight. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this soft red reduction since I didn't use it. I ran Paint Away Red Splotches twice, and I dodged, and I also used some patchwork. Okay, so now for the big one that you actually are tuning in to watch. So that's the Natural Baby Skin Smoother. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this. If you don't know what an action is, I'm gonna explain it real quickly here. An action is a series of steps in Photoshop to create something to change your image. So if I click on this button, you'll see each one of these things here that my hand is kind of scrolling over is all part of one action in Photoshop, all the way from here, all the way to the top. Now, Greater Than Gatsby has done all of this for you. So you don't have to do it. All you have to do is click one button. So that's awesome. It has increased my workflow, actually taken my workflow time down quite a bit. So I'm going to run this action. I'm going to play it. And what it's going to do is all those different steps to smooth out my baby's skin. It takes a little while to run on my computer, so what I'm going to do is pause this in QuickTime, and then I'll resume as soon as it's done running this action. Okay, so I'm back after the action has run. It only took about maybe 3 minutes, but so you didn't have to watch. We're back. With the black layer mask selected, use the soft white brush to smooth the baby's skin. Adjust the brush and layer opacities as needed. Okay, so they ran this action at 80% opacity, and I'm just going to paint it with my brush. It's really that simple. Okay, so when you paint on this action, you want to make sure that you are only painting in the areas that you want to take detail away from. So when I paint, I am not going to, oh man, my opacity is down here. I'll paint this at full 100% opacity. I am not going to paint over baby's hair. I'm not going to paint over baby's eyelashes. I'm not going to paint over baby's nostrils. So I just want to paint the areas where I want that smooth and creamy baby skin. If you overdo it, that's when it looks fake. And you don't want it to look fake. You just want it to look like this baby's going to look in another couple weeks once all of her newborn kind of injuries are over, once they all disappear. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make my brush a little smaller and try to get her chin. And I'm going to make them a little larger and just do her arms so that we're all properly blended. We don't want it to look like the focus was in the wrong area. So I do that. You can paint her hands. I usually try to avoid the hands because there's so many little wrinkles and stuff in there that if you really get crazy with the hands, it starts to look fake. So I don't do the lips, I don't do hands, I don't do nostrils, I don't do eyelashes. Sometimes I might get in here and do a little bit of the eyelid. Try not to hit the eyebrow. There. Okay. So I ran that action and I painted it on, and she's looking pretty smooth. So depending on how smooth you like it, you could do 100% opacity. That would be super smooth. Or you can take it down to the opacity that you like the best. I'm going to leave it right around, I kind of like that. I like that at maybe 75%, 79% right now. So if I zoom out, she looks pretty good. She looks smooth, but she looks natural. There's a couple little spots in here I could go over that are still a little purple, but I wanted you to get the idea of what the Natural Baby Skin Smoother does. If I turn this light off, you're going to see that's before Skin Smoother and after Skin Smoother. I'm just turning off that eyeball so you can see what the difference is. So it really smoothed the baby's skin, but like I said, we don't hit those areas that are high detail. So you can finish here if you want. There's a couple other things that are in here that I really love to run on Greater Than Gatsby. Rosy baby cheeks, because like I said before, I am not one of those photographers who likes to overexpose my babies and make their skin white. So give her little pinky cheeks, and then I'll take the opacity down because I like to keep color in my babies. Okay, there's a bunch of different things that Greater Than Gatsby gives you. So this is just mainly a tutorial on that Natural Baby Skin Smoother, but know that there's a lot more things that you get. All kinds of amazing things. You can paint away purple toes, soft red reduction. We kind of talked about that a little bit. And then I have a lot of artistic enhancements. So that is how you